Top. It's your girl Jamila with her own boss.
This is your boy E-Money Boss. Welcome to another episode of the Top Hill Podcast. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Man, I know we have limited time. But I will play this shit. I will rock out. I will fucking rock out to this shit right here. All right, but anyway, let's get started. 3, 2, 1. Top Hill, episode 86. Welcome to another episode of the Top Hill Podcast. I'm your boy, Mr. Top Hill Pod, aka E-Money Boss.
And I'm your girl Jamila with her own boss.
And thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode. We got a lot of things to get into today. There's not a lot of things to get into today. There's really only like maybe 2 or 3 things to get into today. And one, we might be on here for a minute. I'm not going to lie. If you guys don't know, you've been under the rock. The artist formerly known as Kanye West, now known as Ye, was a guest on Drink Champs, which is a podcast with Nori and DJ EFN, signed to the Black Effect with Charlemagne, and also a part of Revolt TV. Just a bunch of black great excellence. Recently I was watching Drink Champs because they had Wale on right before they had Ye on, and Wale, that was another really dope interview that they did as well too. And Nori and DJ EFN, their whole goal is to give artists their flowers while they're still alive. DMX was also his last interview that he did was on Drink Champs as well too. That was another big thing. So I know that kind of sparked him wanting to give people their flowers while they're still here. But anyway, before we get into all of this, Jamila, first let's talk to you. How are you doing? How was your week? You know what I mean? Let us know what's going on with you. Hold on, I think you went on mute. Okay, never mind. There you are. You're good now.
I don't know what happened, but no, sometimes I don't even know what's going on. Of course I'm good. I'm in the land of the living, so everything is great. I'm here another week on Top Hill, so I love it even more. Just working. I guess I'll share my news like I shared with you earlier. So I'm to be doing something new tomorrow in my business. For those of you who don't know, I am Jamila with her own boss.
Yes,
however, I do fully run a spa where I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I do nails, I do body contouring, teeth whitening, teeth gems, and all that good stuff. Okay,
you do it all.
So yeah, I do it all. So tomorrow I am going to be doing nails on someone who is deceased. So this person is not going to be and I cannot wait for this experience. Like, it's new. I've never done it before, and I'm excited.
I'm excited for you. It's so funny when she brought it up to me. I was just like, oh my God, you ready for this? And she was like,
and everybody's response.
Right.
Was just like, when they brought it to me, I was like, hell yeah, I'll be there. Like,
right.
Absolutely. I could have had a full day booked, and I was going to cancel it just for this appointment. Like, this is something that I got to try at least.
Yeah, and I think that's super dope because you being a really dope entrepreneur, you're excited by new things, by new challenges, things that you haven't done before. This is another thing that you can put under your belt, something that you can put under your resume and stuff like that. And who knows what it might lead to, you know what I mean? And yeah, I'm
There's
really
a lot
happy
of money
for
in
you.
it. Let me just say that. Those people do not know. We're going to continue to die. And I'm just saying there's a lot of money in that bag. And the one thing that Jamila Idris is all about is about getting a bag. So,
the bag. Big
if you're in the
bags.
DMV area and you are in need of some nail services,
dead or alive. Dead or alive. No cap, she got you. Oh,
like, no, I'm gonna let y'all know after tomorrow. I'll let y'all know how it's going. I might pass out tomorrow.
Nah, you gonna handle that shit like a champ, like you've been doing it.
And I cannot fucking wait. You did not understand. I'm excited. I don't even think I'm gonna sleep tonight. It feels like my birthday tomorrow.
What? I'm definitely going to have to hit your
Like,
phone. I'm definitely going to hit you up tomorrow and see how that experience went. I can't wait to hear about that.
I think I'm gonna vlog my experience.
Ooh, okay. That'd be
Vlog
dope.
it. At least get a reel or something like that in there. Some people gonna be like, "Oh my god, no, she fucking didn't," but yes, the fuck I did.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I'm gonna upset a couple people, and then some people gonna be like, "You know what? I didn't even think about getting in that bag. I'm gonna inspire a couple people."
Yeah. It's enough money out here for everybody, man. For real, just go and get it. Honestly, go and get this shit. All
What
right.
about you? What's going on with you? How's everything in your world?
My world is, I don't know. I be zoned out of my world sometimes. I don't even know what day of the week it is. Sometimes I just on go mode, on grind mode, for real. So, but everything's been good though. You know what I mean? Just focusing on getting the podcast up, working and stuff like that. I got a call. Hold up, real quick. Hold up.
Yeah.
Hold up. Who?
Oh, the phone.
Hello, this is Imani Boss talking to you live on the Top Hill podcast. You are live. Is there anything that you want to say to the people?
Congratulations on all the subscribers.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Can I call you after we done?
Absolutely. Good luck, guys.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
So,
Because it had to have been an emergency, right? Because she
Right.
knows what's going on Monday.
right, yeah. Oh yeah, that's another thing that she just reminded me. We did cross past 11,000 subscribers. I mean, the numbers are just still going up. So we really appreciate everybody still tuning in. Everybody still watching and supporting our channel. We really greatly appreciate it on YouTube. Love you guys so much, man. We're gonna keep doing this for you guys. We're gonna be here every week consistently. You know, we got you. And
Yes, and shout out to all our loyal subscribers and the people that be, batting for us in those comments and stuff like that. Those
Man.
people who know that we are real and we give you authentic reactions and we actually listen to the music.
big facts, big facts. Don't think that just because we're not pausing it ever after every single bar that we don't hear the bars. Like our reaction
Or
style, we
focusing
like.
on weird facial expressions. How am I going to listen to the music and think of the weird facial expression I'm about to give? Like, no, it's not giving that at all.
Right. And we're organic. We're gonna tell you what it is. This is our first reaction. You know what I mean? All that cat y'all must be used to a lot of cap. I'm not saying like y'all as everybody listening, but there's a lot of people who are just probably used to seeing cap. You know what I mean? People just giving you fake reactions for views and stuff like that. No, we're giving you guys ourselves, for being honest. So
And they're not even giving, it's not even good acting.
it's not. It's not. You could tell they've never been to drama school or something like that. I don't know where they go. But
The theater art. If we did this podcast during the day, I would have enough energy to really give it to y'all how y'all wanted to see it. If y'all really want to see the fake.
Oh shit. I don't know. Top Hill in the morning. Okay. See how,
As I sip my morning Joe. What you mean?
I'm a tea man, so I'm gonna go ahead, get my tea going on. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's get into this episode, Jamila. So, number one topic is on everybody's mind. Some breaking news that actually happened today. Today is Monday, November 8th. But before we get into the breaking news, let's just talk about this interview with Ye, man. Ye came into this interview knowing that this might be his last interview. I really felt like he put his heart, his mind on the table, and he just let everybody have it. There was no censorship. This was him being completely free, completely him. And before we start getting into everything that happened on the interview, I just want to say this. Ye, I'm gonna call him by his name because the way after this interview, I completely understand the name change and why it's so important. And fuck it, we're gonna talk about it now. The reason why he changed his name to Ye, because he is now worth over $6.6 billion. Leave it to him. He's around his net worth is about $9 billion, making him the wealthiest. Man, this is the wealthiest black person in our country, in America. And for him, I mean, just recently, he was in debt. He owed money. He was trying to figure out. He was trying to get help from people. Just like, hey, I have this idea. Hey, I need your help. And he wasn't afraid to ask for help. You know what I mean? And we all looked at him like he was crazy. Just like, no, Kanye, go ahead and sell your Yeezus like Fat Farm and fucking South Pole or whatever. Like, go do it like them. Like, and that was how we got the Houseway interview and all that kind of stuff. And he was just like, no, I have a bigger vision. This is what I'm trying to do. This is going to work. I mean, the blueprint is here. The example is here. When I released my shoe with Nike, it sold out in seconds. They wouldn't let me release another shoe because they didn't want to give me that much more power. You know what I mean? So anyway, he broke that ceiling, and now Yeezy is the number one most sold brand, most Googleable brand. Apparently that's a word now, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it. Googleable is the Yeezy is the number one brand, and that is what it is. So Kanye is a master manifester. Like, anything that man says that he wants to do, he's going to do, and that's it. And for me to be somebody who is, I will also say, a student to learning how to be a master manifester himself, Kanye is the guy that I always was inspired by. I go back to that 2013 Breakfast Club interview that he did, and it's they were looking at him literally like he was crazy. They was just like, bro, we don't like you for the clothes, we like you for your music, you know what I mean? And by the way, Yeezus was trash, and Kanye just took it like that. Okay, great, thank you. But I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be the Kobe Bryant, the Steve Jobs, all this, great legendary people of fashion and clothing. That's what I'm going to be. And in 10 years, and we're going to be listening to Drake. And this nigga, he literally told you exactly what it is. So he's a master manifester. He's a futurist. He's a visionary. He is an icon, a living legend. And I think it was amazing that we got to get this interview and get to see just a glimpse of his mind, which is a lot to take in because his mind works like a super computer processing thing. Just you think that he's rambling, but he's really not. He's actually very clear in his intent and his thoughts. Like whenever he was interrupted or the conversation got broken, stuff like that, he was just like, "Let me finish my point," meaning that he knows what he's trying to say. You know what I mean? It's just sometimes it's just not always conveyed in the right way. You know what I mean? But
and I can relate to that. It's often times where I'm talking and I swear in my head it just sounded so much better. And at the end of the day, I don't have shit to prove to anybody. So even if it doesn't come out right or not, the proof is in the pudding. That's just bottom line. At the end of the day, they keep saying this man is crazy. I've never believed this man was crazy. Even when this man things are not going to look how we want them to look. He's not going to just like we're not going to give y'all fake reactions. He's not going to give you fake that's just what it is. You just got to accept it for what it is and accept people for who they are. They don't have to make it all shiny and then tell you that it's something that it's not.
Exactly. And to go back to the point where I want to talk about why he did the name change to Ye is because us being black in America, there is something to all of us not having our true last name. All of us here in America are still carrying slave names. That's heavy. You know what I mean? When you think about it, my last name is literally not tied to my actual blood relatives, not to my family, but to somebody that enslaved my family. So for him, he was just he'd been on that time. He already knew what it was. He was like, I don't want my last name to be a slave name. I'm Kanye West. I'm Ye now. And now moving forward, and this is exactly what all the monumental people did in history. You know what I mean? You would take your father's name or whatever that name was, and you would be like, oh, I am Imani, son of Pierre, and blah 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 blah. I mean, the Asian community does that a lot. Shout out to our Asian listeners. A lot of them carry their family's name. You know what I mean? Like, obviously,
I'm Sudanese, and I don't carry a slave name. I carry my dad's name, and that's what we do. So, like, my dad's name is Idris Muhammad Idris. My brother's name is Muhammad Idris Muhammad Idris. Like, on my brother's birth certificate, his name is Muhammad Idris Muhammad Idris.
Right.
And it just goes back. Like, you take your father's, your grandfather's, your great grandfather's name, and that's just what it is.
Right. And that's dope. Like, you actually have a real connection and tie to your bloodline. You know what I mean? It matters. It matters to you.
Like, my first cousins, they take their father's name. Like, for example, like my cousin, her name is Noran. Her dad's name is Najib. But of course, her dad and my dad share the same father's name. So then that's when our family then comes back together. But at first, it's going to be her name and her dad's name, and that's their family. And then we eventually meet back at one as a family tree.
And that's what it is. Like, family is very important into building a strong economy, a strong culture. Another one of his points that he was talking about nannies and stuff like that. He was just like, the Jewish community, they don't got no nannies. Their grandmother, you know what I mean? If you need somebody to take care of the kids, it's the family takes care of it. You know what I mean? And nannies is like kind of like hiring love and stuff like that. He was going real deep into a lot of these things. And
I need a nanny, okay?
I feel you. But but at the same time, like, we could build a community of people, like, and like, you already know, like, your son, like, I love your son, you know what I mean? Like, he's cool, like, you already know, like, anything y'all need, I got y'all type stuff. And that's how it should be. Like, it's a tribe, you know what I mean? So that's how we move, you know what I mean? And that's just what he was saying, like, his black family just need to come together more like that.
I mean, I don't know. I love Kanye West, but when it comes down to, like, choosing his life and who he had his kids with, it's a little conflicting, because I love Kanye. I'm never mad that he chose his wife, who he chose as his wife. If it was business, I can understand it, but for you to continuously keep giving this woman your black seeds, sometimes that does bother me. Like, I really hate when us in the black community give our seeds away.
I feel you on that. And this is the conversation that gets real tricky, right? Because when it's all said and done, it's like, we are all a human race, and then there's, the construct of race. Race is really not real, Some white guy made it up to just separate us and, divide and conquer and, all that kind of stuff. But where she's from, and I don't know this too much because I don't know Kardashian and stuff like that, but isn't she like Middle Eastern or something like that? Like, she comes from that, like, background? Or
those are white people.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it depends on who you're talking to too. Because when you talk to, like, when you look at, like, any, like, government forms and stuff like that, they have Caucasian and Arab all on the same line. You know that?
Oh, do they? No, I didn't know that. Yes. I thought they were separate.
I did too. So I always be like, so shit, am I Caucasian? Fuck no, like.
Right.
Like, I'm not. I don't know. But like you said, it's not a big deal, but it's just like he need to have some more kids with a black woman. Yeah.
Well, he also did mention in that interview that Kim is still his wife.
We know that.
Yeah, and that he hates her publicist. I mean, he made it very clear that he don't fuck with her, and he don't fuck with the nannies, none of the publicists and stuff like that. Basically saying, like, all the ideas that Kanye West gave to Kim, made her a multi-billionaire, and her publicist pretty much just takes the credit for it. And she talks bad about Ye and all this kind of stuff, but she living in Ye's house. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. You know what I mean? You have all these different entities telling her what to do and telling her family how to move, and Ye is crazy. Oh my God, he's having an episode. You got to get away from him. And he's just like, he's just, his brain is just trying to give out so much at one time to so many things. And I don't know. It's a lot. I mean, most geniuses, people that are well respected in our history, none of them were ever like truly always celebrated. Like, people forget, like, even Martin Luther King, people did not like Martin Luther King before he passed away.
That was a big part of his whole story. That's the crazy part.
Yo, like, y'all gotta, there's a documentary, I believe it's on Hulu, talk about MLK, like him after the I Have a Dream speech, like when he was really getting into his bag. Like, man, that was so good. But yeah, there's a lot of people. Albert Einstein, people thought that he was crazy. The guy that thought that that came up with the world being round and not flat. Like, all these people were considered. They were
mad.
Yeah, like they were mad. Like, people, like, they used to kill these people for going against society and what was the norm and stuff like that. So Ye is no different, you know what I mean? And right now,
I love it for him. That's what I do love about him, is that no matter what anybody says about him, he just continues to prosper, and that is so inspiring. It
is inspiring. It's truly amazing. Like I said, like, for him to be where he came from, all the adversity is that he went through. I mean, he's uncancelable in my opinion. Like, this nigga has been canceled so many times, but he still continues to, break barriers, continue to push forward. I mean, it's so crazy. Like, people get amnesia when it comes to Ye. It's like he really does have a superpower. It's like, oh, people just forgot about the hat. People forgot about the George Bush don't care about black people. People forgot about the Taylor Swift. They just like, it's Ye. You know what I mean?
Because he didn't allow things to get underneath his skin. That is the thing. He don't even address half that, but like, he talk about it, like he does what he's supposed to do, like, for the media and stuff like that, for the exposure. But other than Kanye, as far as living wise, does not allow that to, like, he's a master manifester. So if he is a master manifester, I also am a master manifester. So like, I got it down packed. The one thing that I do know is that you cannot let your outside forces regulate and dictate what's going on within. Like, that's just bottom line. Because that is what's going to get in the way of you manifesting anything that you need. Like, you need your energy. You need whatever you want and you're trying to manifest. You have to match that energy. You cannot allow an outside force to regulate and dictate that, because it's going to lower your vibration. You're not going to be able to get to where you need to go. So he's like, he hears it, but he's not feeling it.
And that's interesting you pull that up too. Another person that, I know this is wild to bring this guy up, but even Donald Trump. Like, Donald Trump. Yo,
I love Donald Trump. I don't give a fuck what nobody gotta say. Like, I'm also inspired in the same ways that I'm inspired by Kanye West. Like, those are I don't give a fuck type people. Do I have to agree with each one of them? Absolutely not. But I can see outside the bullshit. Results is results.
Results is results. And I was looking at, I used to live in D.C. at around the time that he was president, and like, all up and down the streets, you would see "fuck Trump" graffiti everywhere in DC. And obviously the White House being in DC, like, he's driving around, I know he sees it, I know he hears it, I know he hears that black people can't stand him, and you know what I mean, and all this stuff, but he still comes out and say, hey, I did the most for black people out of any other president. And but he, you know what I mean, it's crazy how people like that can just move on and continue without all the negatives, like, you know what I mean, bearing down. Because there's a lot of negativity coming their way. A lot of negativity. So we could definitely take stuff from that. Kanye talked about how he's a master builder too, right? He's an engineer, really. He said you could give him a dinosaur bone, and I can tell you, I can create the dinosaur just from that one bone, you know what I mean? And I feel like he's constantly always trying to relate and build something around something, right? There's a throwaway bar that he was talking about. He's like, hey, we got a plastic problem, but we used to drink out of water fountains, but we don't do that no more because of capitalism, because we want to sell water and this and that. I was just like, I never brought the two together to think like, damn, where did the water fountains go? Oh, we are selling water bottles a lot. Oh yeah, we do have a plastic problem and a global warming issue, and this is happening. It's just like it's all because of the greed and people just wanted more. And it's just like that was just a throwaway bar that he had. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So his brain is just all over the place. I think it was another thing dope about the interview. They actually had a counter because he was name dropping a lot. I mean, he's also very good at collaborating with people and talking to the right kind of people too. And I think this is another reason why he is a billionaire. He made it clear that his peers are, it's not Drake and these people. It's Elon Musk. It's Jeff Bezos. It's all these billionaire people. These are his.
He's more than a music artist, and right. That's the thing. Like, especially us as Black people, that's what we keep seeing him as. And then other white people, like lower class white people, want to still put him in that bag.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, you can't put Ye in a box. His money talks and bullshit walks. And how dare a white man try to put him in a box when you can't even sit with him?
Exactly, and he mentioned that as well too. He said he went to a game, I believe, with Jay Prince the other day, and as he was singing at the game, they put him on the jumbotron, and it was just like rapper Kanye West or hip hop artist Kanye West, and he was just like, I have a doctorate degree from the Chicago Institute up the street. You know what I mean? I'm this, and that, but you calling me this? It's just like they want to put you in a box so badly, and they never want to take you out the box. And then on top of that, he said being called a rapper is the same thing as being called a nigger in his mind. He was just like, oh, it's the rapper. Like, oh, it's the first rapper to do this. Oh, it's just you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of artists I know
to minimalize him and his role and who he is in the culture outside of hip hop.
Right.
It's a businessman at the end of the day.
Exactly. Like, he said, yo, you could at least just say artist. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you could at least say that, but
because he's an artist in business, music, fashion. Like, that's an artist title.
Yeah, like, yo, like, what if someone
cultural artist? Yay.
Right, that's like the equivalent of calling Elon Musk the car salesman. You know what I mean? Like, you can't. Elon Musk
the audacity.
The audacity, like, he does more than just produce cars. You know what I mean? So it's. I get why he's so frustrated. You know what I mean? Like before, I remember going to his concert and, when he was doing, I think it was My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and no, it was Life of Pablo, and he was like on the stage and he had those rants, and it was like, oh, what's he going to rant about today? And it's just like, he's not ranting. He's literally trying to break through the ceiling and get people to understand, yo, I should be here. Like, the CEO of Balenciaga used to work at Yeezy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of stuff that, like, it's just like, yo, like, I know I do and make great stuff, but here, like, other people can just get a pass because of what they look like. This is crazy. You know what I mean? Shout out to Abby White. He said, Ye is crazy, but crazy shouldn't always be viewed as bad, just different and against the grain. Yeah, I think there is a negative connotation when it comes to the word crazy, or maybe it could be used as another word. Another word could be used for it, but
what actually defines crazy? Like, to each his own. Everybody's gonna have their own, tolerance and definition. Like, what all is crazy?
Yeah. I know. Another thing that was dope, he was talking about Jay Prince, and a lot of people know Jay Prince in the hip hop community and just community in general. That he's a very respectable OG. I'm just gonna put it that way. And he got Jay Prince to get in the room with Elon Musk, and that's a crazy combination to us. But he was just like, yo, like, we should have more collaborations like that. Elon Musk tweeted recently, I'm not sure if you heard about this, but he tweeted to the World Health Organization. He said, hey, if you guys could give me a plan of how to end world hunger, because they said, they always say, hey, we can end world hunger with this amount of money. And Elon Musk said, okay, lay it out with me, and I'll give it to you. I'll sell my Tesla stock. I'll do it. Like, it's just like, is that really what they want? You know what I mean?
Did you see the video? I think you did see it in the group chat, and I had went and did my research on it too about how in other countries they have feed Americans.
No, I didn't see it.
Shut up!
No, what is? What was going? You said feed Americans. What's that about?
We got feed Africans, like Africans.
Yeah, that's another form. And to all of our international viewers, you guys can let us know. But one of the propaganda schemes that they've done here in our country in America, they always made it seem like Africa is just so dirty and so poor, and everybody there is hungry and don't got no shoes. You know what I mean? Like that's the picture that they always painted to us. Or it's just full of just wildlife. You know what I mean? And then
you can't do this.
Hold on. Send it to me, and I'll put it on here so we can watch it.
Yeah, you got to. And they got a freaking American.
Well, yeah.
So embarrassing. Hold on, let me share this. Oh my God. It's so funny every time I even think about it. That is terrible. It's coming right here.
Let's see. Okay, I got it. This is it. Just found Germany doing our
commercial? But I found some more too.
I honestly thought someone was trolling me, but they're not. I had to go do my own research and I found the video. Brace yourself.
Sie hat nur wenig Zugang zu nahrhaften Lebensmitteln. Ihre schlechte Ernährung kann zu Diabetes, Herzkrankheiten und einer teuren Abhängigkeit vom Staat führen. 49 Millionen Amerikaner leiden unter Lebensmittelunsicherheit. Sie sind hungrig nach mehr als nach der nächsten Mahlzeit. Sie sind hungrig nach einem Wechsel. Amerika braucht unsere Hilfe. Jetzt.
That's a goddamn shame.
Wow.
I am a part of that 20% too. I just would have felt it. I want to know, how do I get some of them goddamn funds? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, help a nigga out.
Why is food so damn high?
Yeah, food is going up like crazy, and they said
killing us.
Yeah. They saying it's going to get worse too. Like, it's going to be really hard to start finding foods in grocery stores, and there's a lot of things that's going to happen. Like, prepare yourselves, man. We really got to start learning how to grow our own food, start creating our own things again, because you don't want to always be just relying on certain shit. But yeah, that's crazy. I've never seen that before. I'm actually happy for it though, because we've been treating everybody else like crazy. We've been like saying like everybody else is trash and like we need to go help these people, but like there's people that need help here too. Like there's people
we suffering from high blood pressure and shit.
Yo, send us an apple, Mo. Yeah, like we got problems out here. Yeah, white supremacy, police brutality.
So we suffer from obesity while we got worried about Africans that's what's the word? Nutrition.
Malnourished.
Like get the hell out of it. They skinny and we fat.
Right. Yo, yeah. But man, what else was this Ye interview, man? Ye was actually getting drunk. Like he was actually drinking. He actually smoked. Well, he took one puff, like a puff or two. They actually lit up a blunt for him on TV, and this is the thing too. And I'm curious for our Christian audience out there, how they feel about this kind of stuff. Because he was being very much himself. He was being explicit. He was cussing. He was drinking. He was smoking, and I know his album was clean. He beeped all the curse and stuff like that. But I kind of figured that Ye is going to be Ye. Like, even when I knew he was going into the gospel bag and doing all that kind of stuff, me personally, I think he's doing it for a tax break. to be honest with you, because churches don't pay no taxes. And I mean, for a billionaire, that's the smartest thing to do, is to say you're a Christian. I mean, you're already black. You know, black people are majority Christian. It just makes sense to me financially, economically, and I think that's also why he was able to scale his business so high so quickly.
So he's running the church?
Yeah, Sunday service is a church. Absolutely. The Sunday service choir and all those meetups that he was doing, stuff like that. Yeah.
That makes the most sense.
I know. When I saw it, I was like, "Oh, this is genius!" Like, he really is a genius. But everybody else, of course, they're going to eat it up. Oh my God, he came back to Jesus Christ and da 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 da. But you know, I don't know. I really feel like Ye is he's genius level. Genius level smart.
Like, he's being real. Like, nobody said Christians are perfect. Like, I don't even understand why we act like they losing their mind when Kirk Franklin cussed. Whoa!
Oh yeah.
What the fuck? What?
Yeah, like not. Yeah, like 90% of the church don't cuss at home. Like, you know what I mean? At least you're being real at home. Yeah. But anyway,
for me,
for sure.
So grown ass man do and say what he wants.
Right. I didn't get into the hate part. It's crazy. Like, the part of the interviews that I love so much, like, nobody talks about. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to talk about the bullshit. You know what I mean? The headlines. Oh my God, Big Sean and Kweli. Like, I do think that I was surprised. I was thinking that Big Sean, Talib Kweli, John Legend, and Kamala Harris was going to come out with a diss record with Kanye for Kanye the next day, because Kanye went in. I mean, when I told you he held no water, he held no water. He said exactly what was on his mind in that interview. And one thing that he said, which came to a shock to me. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. This one, I was just like, yo, this is a movie. If you guys don't know, you guys gotta watch this interview. This interview is a movie. I watched it twice. But he said Big Sean was the worst decision that he's made in good music. And I forgot you're a Big Sean fan, but he was just like, Big Sean was probably the worst decision that he ever made, you know, signing to good music. And his reasoning, I think it was more so the loyalty, because he was just like, you know, like he really took care of Big Sean and his entire family. Like, he didn't have to stop at that radio station to listen to Big Sean and give him a chance to sign him. Like, he literally took this guy from nothing to something. And when it came time for Ye to get the support that he was looking for when he was running for president and stuff like that, he didn't get it. And not only did he not get it, he had the Democrats actually went after. I didn't even think about it till he said it, and it makes so much sense. Think about John Legend, Common, Big Sean. All of those people were used very heavily in Democratic politics, you know what I mean, to promote and stuff like that. And I didn't even think that all of these niggas is connected to Kanye West. They did that on purpose.
Wow.
to get him. And so Big Sean, and he made a point of saying that Big Sean and John Legend were people who really, you know, pretty much stabbed him in the back, you know, called him crazy. It's like, hey, I'm gonna do this or whatever. And he was mad about that. I think he was just like, yo, there was no loyalty there, and that he deserves an apology and all this kind of stuff. And then he went to his thing. But he also said, like, he told Big Sean, he's like, look, when you make your first song, you know, that's very memorable. You don't want people to remember you by a while that song. And he's just like, man, don't let your first song be ass. Like, you don't want people in the airport walking around be like, ass, 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 ass.
Right.
And I was like, damn, like, this is crazy. So, what is your reaction to that? Like, how do you feel about what Ye said about Sean?
His feelings are valid. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Don't have nothing to do with me. I still love Big Sean's music. You know, I don't know him personally, you know what I mean? But his feelings are valid. If he felt like he wasn't loyal, he wasn't loyal. And that's just what it is. Like, we can't tell somebody how they're supposed to feel. Like, if that's how he felt, that's how he felt.
Yeah.
And from the outside looking in, it looked like he was right.
Yeah.
We keep trying to act like that man is crazy, but that man is a human being.
Right. Um. So Sean responded immediately. I mean, as soon as the interview dropped. So, I mean, he didn't even watch the interview. He said, "I just got asked to be on the next Drink Champ, so I'm assuming Ye talk crazy." And he just assumed that. And then I guess he saw a little bit of it, and he was just like, "Was just with this man. He ain't saying none of that." And this was after the interview. I'm dying laughing at you, Kanye West. And I guess he posted the picture of him and Hit Boy with Ye, and this happened after the interview. And I don't know, man. I
think that
I don't think that means anything.
Gimmick. I think it's a gimmick. I think that when Kanye gets into these little rap battles as a billionaire, I think he's doing everybody a favor. I think that this is something that they already talked about. So if you was just with him, like, I think that, like, even with the Drake situation and stuff like that, I think that all this shit is planned. I think they're just giving us something to talk about.
For sure.
And he's a billionaire. He don't even have to deal with. He don't have to deal with this shit.
He don't got to do none of this shit. He don't got to rap no more. He don't got to make no music no more.
He don't ever have to be in none of those rooms with them ever again.
Yeah, I agree with you. And then I really agree with you because he talked about Drake obviously in this interview as well too. And how it got brought up is Nori asked him, do you watch Versus? You familiar with it? And Ye was just like, yeah, I watch Versus. And he was just like, okay, who do you think the people want to see you go against? And he was just like, probably Drake, right? Yeah, I'll go against Drake. And then he said that, of course, I'm gonna beat him. Nobody can beat me. He said, y'all gonna need like 4 niggas to go against me, like, because I mean, Ye is Ye. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, when it comes to, he produces as well. He has produced classics.
Yes.
Jay-Z, Nas. I mean, I can't even go down all the rabbit hole right now. The list is too long. So just the producer bag itself is crazy. And then to go into the rap and stuff like that. Like, it'll be pretty much Ye could go against Ye. It could be old Kanye versus new Kanye. That would be dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be that would be dope. Like, because think about, there's a lot of old Kanye West purists who just love college dropout, late registration, graduation, say that he's never going to be better than those. But then there's a lot of people who love his new stuff. Like, I like his newer project. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, to me, is one of the most perfect albums you probably can ever make. Like, I don't know another album that you can listen from start to finish perfectly for this long, for over 10 years. 808s and the Heartbreak, was groundbreaking. Every other music sounds, like all the melodic hip hop sounds come from that. Drake comes from that. Like, a lot of things were birthed off of that album too. So yeah, Ye can go against himself.
I think honestly, he's just keeping everybody relevant. I think this is something that they've talked about, and that this is just something that they're going to continue to do until we get hit for real.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's no beef there at all. Like, for real.
Yeah.
Like, because if I was Big Sean, first of all, how dare you laugh at Kanye? Like, how dare you laugh at a billionaire? Like, for real. Like, you just don't do it.
Yeah.
Because for real, his money is long enough to end you for real.
For real. I mean, for real.
Yeah. So, like, if he, like, what, you laughing at Kanye like he really crazy, or like he's nobody? Get the fuck out of here. That's what we not gonna do. You gotta give respect where respect is due. And Big Sean, although I love you, let's not ever act like you ever could sit at a table with him. Like, you only coming off an invite. You could never walk in the room. Like, you couldn't just walk in the room with me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna skip off of that page right now and just come off of that. But yeah, he talked about Drake a lot, and he said that he probably said I love Drake like 10 to 20 times. And that they are actively working together on, because they're both working together to get Larry Hoover out of jail. So Kanye actually had Larry Hoover Jr. at the Drink Champs there with him, and Jay Prince is also part of that. Like, Jay Prince is like the glue. Like, everybody respects who Jay Prince is. Drake comes from him. Ye comes, like, it's respect there. So Ye is pretty much said that, like,
at us. I know they be sitting back laughing at us.
Yeah, it's like this is a game. He pretty much said this is professional rap. You know what I mean? Just like how you had the NBA and NFL, stuff like that. This is a game. He said he said Drake is obviously the most streamed artist of all time. He sells the most records. and you know, he has that title. He's brought amazing things to the culture and to the game, and he respects him for that. But you know, I'm still the OG. You know what I mean? I'm still the OG. Like, you still, no, he put these niggas on a group text. He put. So when the song "Sicko Mode" came out with Travis Scott, right? As soon as I heard the song, I was just like, this red flags going everywhere. Cause I like putting the connections together too, right? So Travis Scott was discovered by Kanye West. Okay.
Right.
Obviously, Travis Scott, you know, his baby mother's, you know, Kylie Jenner, related to Kim Kardashian. They're family, really family. You know what I mean? Travis Scott gets Drake on a song, and then Drake is threatening Kanye's life on the song. Like, literally threatening his life. Like, yo, like, I crept down the block, made a right. Like, he's literally telling Drake lived 5 houses down from where Kanye lived at the time, and it was just like, yo, I crept down the block, I didn't see him. You know what I mean? Like so.
I love when you tell the story. It's so funny.
It's lit. It's
I
like
didn't see him.
I didn't see him, and so I didn't think about this aspect. But like, you know, they're playing this music and stuff like that. It's obviously it was a hot record. Like, people still playing Sicko Mode's Fire, and
Fire.
But like, a lot of people was like, yo, that's a red flag. Like, how you gonna have somebody come on your record and talk crazy about, you know what I mean, Ye's, like, his kid's father like that, you know what I mean? Like, they playing this at this kid's birthday party and shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's like threatening their dad's life on a song, and y'all family. Like, it's weird, you know what I mean?
Can you imagine being bitter? Turn that shit off.
And that's what he was doing. It's
like, love this shit.
Yeah, like, but I like the song. It's just like, but he said Drake does some, like, Drake is really strategic when it comes to diss. He's not just going to, like, diss you, like, head on. He's going to do little shit, like buy a house five blocks away from you. He's going to DM all of your friends' girls and their wives and stuff like that. Like, he was doing all kind of wild shit. Drake is a demon, dog. Drake is toxic as hell.
I love him.
and then he actually talked about, they had a real conversation about how, you know, Drake told Kanye that he never fucked Kim, and Ye was just like, but you acting like you did. Like, there's bars, there's, like, Ye is a lyricist as well too. Ye knows bars, Ye knows lyrics, he's hip hop. He's like, you're saying this in your bars and you're insinuating that you did, or you're letting the people insinuate that you did, because everybody's thinking like, yo, did Drake actually smash? And so there's stuff like that Drake will do. But anyway, he said even after all that, he said he still loves Drake. Everything is good. This is actually his breaking news. I just seen this today. Where did it go? I'm gonna try to find it. Basically, oh wait, I have it right here. Hold on, guys. Ye announced that he wants to collab with Drake, and I'm gonna tell you why I think he's gonna do it.
He's definitely gonna do it.
I'm making this video to
The song is already made. Like, it's not bullshit. You already know.
both me and Drake are taking shots at each other, and it's kind of put it to rest. I'm asking Drake on December 7th to join me on stage as a special guest to share the two biggest albums of the year, live in Los Angeles, with the ultimate purpose being through Larry Hoover. I believe this event will not only bring awareness to our cause, but prove to people everywhere how much more we can accomplish when we lay our pride to the side and come together.
The reason why Drake is going to do that is because that man standing on the right of Kanye West. that guy right there, I believe it's already set. You know what I mean? I believe it's already set. I think that would be dope for the culture. I mean, I'd rather see them together than going against each other. I think Ye and Drake has so much probably great music in the tuck that we are yet to hear yet, and I would love to see that collab. Yeah. So that's dope. So
I would love
man,
to see them. I hope so. That would be nice. Free Larry Hoover.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, free Larry Hoover. And it's crazy. So when I was going to the interview, he talked about how he wanted to talk about it, and I was just like, man, like this interview was 2 hours and 20 minutes long, and I was just like, it's not enough. It's not long enough. Like, you always want more, right? You always want more. And the interview already got like well over 6 million views today, for an interview over 2 hours long. I mean, they had over 150,000 people in the live, when it dropped live, and they pulled. I mean, this was genius. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know whose idea with this, but this was amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and drop it right now. Hold up. This is it.
Why was his head looking like that?
Okay, he talked about that. Okay, he actually went to a black barber somewhere in Europe, and he wanted to have 3 doves in his hair. His school, he has a school out called Donda Academy, and he has a basketball team, and the mascot is the doves. So he did it to support them and stuff like that. So he wanted doves in the hair. But anyway, the barber messed up, and so and so basically he got the cut for free. He was just like, I can't charge Kanye. I can't charge you for this. He's mad about that. So anyway, he said he still loved it or whatever. He just went ahead and rocked with it. And I didn't know this, but Ye talked about that he was a barber when he was a kid. He said when he was like 13 or 14 years old, he used to cut people's hair, and that's how he was able to afford buying people's music and buying records and stuff like that. And I was just like, man, I did not know that. Oh, shout out to the DMV. Shout out to Tacoma Park, Maryland. Kanye Ye name dropped Tacoma Park, Maryland. If you guys don't know, his dad is actually from this area. So he talked about how he would come to Tacoma Park and visit his dad, and he would actually get fashion ideas. And this goes back because I shout out to Chad. We talked about this all the time, but way back when Ye was we were real Ye fans. When College Dropout and all that stuff came out, he used to have blogs, and in his blogs, it was Tumblr type shit. And he would talk about DC fashion a lot, just how much trendsetters come from DC and how we have our own style and our own slang, and how he was doing it, and a lot of people copy our swag and claim it as theirs. It's just we just never had the people to really much submit it. I know Wale talked about this too recently because I think it was Jim Jones said that New York started Nike boots, and Wale was just bruh, y'all stop it. Y'all had Timbs. Y'all can't have everything. Just because y'all in New York and you have the big name and the artists and stuff like that, more people can see you. But DC, Nike boots has been.
We don't even gotta argue about that.
Exactly,
we gotta
exactly
about this shit.
Exactly.
It's already written.
It is written. If you don't have the book, that's your problem. You got to go ahead and do your history. But anyway, Ye was talking about Tacoma Park when he went to visit his dad and how he got some styles.
I don't even like him like that.
Right, but it was yo, let us have our shit. Soon you gonna hear people say Chicago started mumble sauce or something like that. But anyway, the audacity. Texas have crab cakes. Anyway, so so anyway, shout out to Tacoma Park. That was dope. I heard that. I was just oh, that's dope. A little name drop. And yeah, so as I listened to this interview, I was just man, he talked about a lot. He dropped a lot of bars, a lot of knowledge, and some stuff in here, I got worried. I was yo, they might kill Ye. They might legit try to kill him. He even said it. He was just yo, y'all thought I wasn't going to try to get killed in this interview. I'm going to try to get killed in this interview. He's letting it all out.
Back and watch all of it. I've only seen some of it.
You would really, really enjoy it. And then on top of that, check this out. Why would you not play? Hold on. Here we go.
Yeah, you know what? Let's switch it up. Switch to the Japanese whiskey. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, welcome back, baby. Man, enough of this shit already, boy. This is just on the okay. You get lit, okay. Unsolicited by me. It's like, okay, well, if I'm crazy and it's up, then it's up. Then it's up. So goddamn Kanye, it came as Kanye. So we can't meet, we can't have a conversation? Y'all stupid motherfuckers, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yo, this Ye, we on Drink Champs on Revolt TV.
There's a part 2 dropping this Thursday. Yo.
They are going to break the internet on Thursday.
Big facts. Because if you guys know how Drink Champs is set up, you know what I mean? Like, Nori tries to get people drunk. Like, that's his, he is like, that is the worst friend that you could probably have at the party. You know what I mean? Just try to get everybody drunk. But anyway, Ye was getting, you could tell that he was, you know, starting to get drunk or whatever. And like, now there's a whole other half of him being lit.
Drunk.
Oh my God. I cannot wait. And you heard what he was talking about. You heard his tone and what was about to go down. It's about to go down. But yeah, I don't think anybody knew that this was happening. Like, I didn't see nobody report thinking that there was going to be a part 2 to this interview at all. I love it. I'm excited. I can't wait. It's like an album dropping for me. Like, it's like this is really dope. And speaking of albums, he announced that he's going to drop a deluxe version to Donda. So there's going to be more records coming out for Donda. And
are these going to be the ones with all the people that got dropped?
Yo, Soulja Boy might finally get his verse. Well, no, Soulja Boy was talking crazy, so I don't know. He might. Did you see what Soulja Boy said?
Yes.
Soulja Boy went off, man. But I think that's all the game too.
The disrespect.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got this dog.
You good. Yeah, I think so. I think Soulja Boy. I think he was trolling too, and I think Ye. I think all this shit's planned now. Now that you brought it up, I think all of this stuff is already planned. I think Ye already knew he was going to say that about Soulja Boy because he gave him a huge compliment. Ye said that Soulja Boy is top 5 most influential people in hip hop, you know, in our culture and stuff like that. And I agree with him. Like Soulja Boy was the first rapper to like go viral on the internet and like really show a way that people can like actually, you know, upload videos, upload music, upload hip hop to YouTube and stuff like that, and music videos start going crazy. You know what I mean? So, but then, you know, he didn't even say nothing real bad, disrespectful about Soulja Boy's verse. You know what I mean? Not being on the album. He was just like, you didn't hear the verse? Like, that's why it's not on there. That's all he said. He was just like, it just wasn't that good. And that's okay. He has a right to say so. It's his fucking album. Like, it's his 10th studio album. It's self-titled from his mother. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, yo, it's not going to be on there. Yo, Andre 3000 is not on the album.
It's not about you. Pay for it and put it on your album.
Right. As a matter of fact, you did drop an album and nobody looked at it. But anyway, yeah. Yay. I don't think that people should have taken it serious. The only people I would say like might deserve to feel away, but should still shut the fuck up, is Big Sean, Talib Kweli. He went in on the niggas. Oh, and he also said what we all been thinking, Jamila. He talked about Kamala Harris, right? He was just like, we ain't seen her since the election. I was like, yo, where's she been at, bro? Where's she been? I haven't seen her anywhere, like, but anyway.
It's like Joe said, go shut the fuck. Go sit down.
It's
Don't
like,
say
look,
nothing.
He's like, we heard what y'all said. We know we needed the black vote. Kanye said, yo, like, she got 90% of black women voted for them. He's like, you would have thought that Drake ran. But, man, yo, that was wild. That was wild, man.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
But factual. Anyway, I can't wait to see this part 2 about this interview. We spent a long time talking about this. Like, it was a lot to unpack in this interview.
We really did.
Yeah, we really did stay on this for a long time, but it's all good. It's for the algorithm. It's for the algorithm. All right, we can move on to the next topic. Anyway, shout out to Ye. Can't wait for the next show. All right. On to a little bit more disturbing news. Travis Scott had his ASTROWORLD concert, music festival in Houston. And, the whole story about ASTROWORLD, I believe it was really, it was for a dope cause. You know what I mean? Like, he remember being in Houston, and there was this place called ASTROWORLD where people can come and have fun. It was kind of like Six Flags for them or something like that. And then they just took it away. So he kind of wanted to bring like that feeling of fun and excitement for the kids and the stuff like that there. And for him to be a black man, to have a really, really dope festival and headline, all of a sudden, you know what I mean, now you have this tragic story. I was recently talking to somebody about how these festivals are kind of trying to put artists in their place. And it's because, I'm not going to talk about this too much, but Joe Budden recently went viral because people thought that he came out saying that he was bisexual. But the reason why that clip went so viral and why he said that is because they were talking about how the CEO of this LGBTQ community group came out and said that the baby is off the hook for his statements at Rolling Loud, and he is now able to go ahead and perform at future concerts. So Rolling Loud announced a 16-date tour with the baby, sponsored by Rolling Loud and this group, to allow the baby to tour again. Aww. So what Joe Budden said and his team, Ice and Ish, was just like, this is extortion. These people really came in and told this man, like, yo, we're going to take your money from you. Like, you can't, we are over you, boy. Like, you can't talk to us like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And put him in his place. And now saying, like, oh, now you have permission to go out here and feed your team and your family now. You know what I mean? You didn't let the people decide. This group decided. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they were talking about. So that's when Joe was just like, fuck it, I'm bi. You know what I mean? Like, because they believe that, you know, if you're a part of that community, you pretty much have like a protective layer over you. Like, you can't be canceled because they protect you, blah, blah, blah. So that's why he said that. But,
would you say that?
No, I would never say that shit, though.
Exactly. That man is gay. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why we keep playing, like, especially our black men. Like, this is the shit I be talking about as a black woman. Like, stop making us look dumb and then mad at us like fucking kings. Stop acting like fucking queens and little bitches. Like, you acting like a fucking princess.
I forgot this is a trigger. This is a
sexuality for a fucking gimmick. Like, that's dumb. That's dumb.
I forgot this is such a triggering topic for Jamila with her own boss. I love it though.
I understand why you would do that. Like, why? Yeah. Like, any man that I know would never do that.
Yeah, but you know, at the same time, the baby, when you're like arguably one of the biggest artists and biggest, I mean, the baby didn't go to that extent, but anyway, I brought all this up to say
the baby didn't even go through it for his own shit. So why the fuck would you, Joe?
Yeah.
Hey.
Just
thing. There's not nothing wrong with that, but to stop.
Oh, he just owned it right now. He's rolling with it. Yo, shout out to the Joe Budden podcast. That shit's hilarious. But where was I going at with this? So anyway, that happened at Rolling Loud, right? So they pretty much, all these festivals told the baby, you can't perform here because we didn't like what you said, and that's that on that. So you can't perform. And then they gave her permission to perform again. And I was just like, man, these people are finding new ways to control our artists, even when they find new barriers, like, like these artists can now stream and make money off their streaming music and stuff like that. Like, they find another way to take the money from you, or find another way to tax it from you, or whatever. So I was just like thinking, like, man, how many black festivals do we have? So I was thinking, like, okay, we have J. Cole's Dreamville, we have Tyler the Creator's Camp Flog Gnaw, and we have Travis Scott's Astroworld. Shortly after I'm thinking this, and this whole thing happens, this happens at Astroworld, where unfortunately, rest in peace to the people who lost their lives. 8 confirmed people have passed away as of today from this festival. And I saw that, I woke up and I saw on my phone, I got this news notification that says, festival in Houston, 8 people suffered and many people injured. And I'm just like, I know this ain't Astroworld. I said, I know this can't be this. It's got to be another one. And then I opened it up and it was. And I immediately thought to myself, like, I've been in this situation a lot. I mean, I've been to every Rolling Loud except for the Rolling Louds this year. And I've been to the front of the stage. I mean, the very front. And I know what it's like. It's a different feeling. It's a real different feeling when you get that close. And the people there, they're very rebellious, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of mosh pitting and there's a lot of excitement. There's people just doing wild stuff and everything like that. It's a different kind of energy. But I was just thinking to myself, like, like, what if, like, this happened to me, where, like, the entire audience all ran forward and started, like, pushing forward and trampling people. And I'm just like, how did this happen? Why did this happen here out of all the festivals? Why did it have to happen to this Black Man's Festival? I'm going to say it. And then I'm hearing stories that, well, there was a breach, a security breach, where there was people that ran into the festival who didn't have tickets. It's just a bunch of people ran in there. I'm just like, okay, red flag number one.
How?
And then, right, how does that happen? Because they also mentioned that he had more security and police officers at this festival than they did the World Series. So it's not like they didn't have enough people there. You know what I mean? It's almost like they let it happen, like insurrection type shit. I mean, I'm getting into my conspiracy bag, if you don't know.
I hear it. And I agree with it. I live there, so it don't even...
Yeah. And then I'm hearing stories, Jamila, about people injecting people with drugs.
Heard that.
Right. So first it's a story. I'm just like, this is weird. Why here? Why now? Why this? And it's just like, what are they trying to say? What kind of message are they trying to send at this festival? I also do think there could be some other factors too. Like, obviously, we're still in this pandemic. You know what I mean? We don't know the after effects of this pandemic as well. You know what I mean? You got people. I don't know if, like, you can have COVID at one point and then not have it, and then you can still have side effects. So, like, maybe people don't have the same type of, breath control, stuff like that, energy, stuff like that. Because I mean, there was points where I was in the front of the stage and the people I was with, like, we all felt like we was about to pass out from dehydration. It's a lot when you're in that type of environment. But going back to this injection, right? I was like, that's really weird. Then I'm hearing that people are getting injected, and that's what's caused the stampede. That's what caused people to try to run away from the situation. And and then obviously people did get trampled, because of that. And so I'm just like,
it's not right. I don't even like talking. It's making me very uncomfortable right now. Like, that's some weird shit. Like, that's
weird,
some
right?
weird shit. it makes you not. It makes me not want to go. Like it definitely puts fear,
Right.
and not even a black man's festival, any type of large gathering now at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Like, at first it was already like we dealt with the mass shooting stuff, right? Like, I remember that mass shooting that happened in Vegas, and the guy was like in a hotel room sniping people from there. Like these large gatherings. Like, what is really going on with this shit? But going back,
crazy. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Because now my mind is like going crazy right now with just
Yeah.
how sick people can get.
People are,
and how
yeah.
people want to make other people want to do some sick shit like that.
yeah, and there's definitely people out here that are like, oh, he did that. I bet I could do this better than him. There's really real live crazy people out here like that. And then it wasn't a theory anymore, Jamila, because the Houston police officer, sheriff, chief, came out and said that there was a security officer who saw an individual and looked like he was like trying to grab somebody or whatever. So he grabbed the individual, and then he got stabbed or got pricked in the neck by something, and he passed out. And so then they injected him with I forgot the thing that helps people get off of the opioids. I forgot what it is, but they injected him with that, and he was then brought back because he lost consciousness. So there was people. It's I don't know the official facts yet of exactly what it is, but it looks like people were injecting people with high dosages of opioids. Or something along those lines, and that's what made people pass out. And then people are seeing this and scared, so they're gonna run, and then that's when you get the trampling. Because I know it's so easy when a large crowd gets scared and like runs in the front of people, stuff like that. It's so easy for people to get trampled, and then people can obviously die from being stepped on. It's a stampede. Yeah, and
it's so crazy because they were trying to blame Travis for this whole situation, but how is he supposed to control the crowd?
He's an artist at the end of the day, and there is a narrative out there. So I'm torn when it comes to this, right? When it comes to artists like Travis Scott and these other artists that encourages raging, they do, whenever they see somebody passed out or anything like that, they always stop the show. They always pause, be like, hey, let's make sure this person gets his help that he needs, make room. And people listen. Like, as soon as the artist say, yo, make a circle right here, make room, they do it. It's like literally like they them niggas. So, and there was a point at that concert where someone did pass out, Travis saw, and he told them to stop, they did, and they got that person help. That did happen. But the media is showing people like running up to the side of the stage, telling a cameraman who has his full headsets on, noise canceling headphones, filming the Jones, and they're yelling at him, saying like, "Hey, there's people dead. There's people that are dying out here. Please stop the show." But at that time, like, I could only imagine, like, this person's doing his job, and you're seeing people climbing the stage, doing all kind of wild shit all the time. I mean, this is what they do there. So he's just thinking, like, yo, like, I'm doing my job, go away. He doesn't even hear them. You know what I mean?
Being professional, because at the end of the day, the show must go on. Like,
the show must go on.
If had it been something not as severe, everybody would have been mad that the show keeps getting interrupted.
Right, exactly. And then it would have been a different situation. But because 8 people did lose their lives so far, and there's been, I mean, a lot of people. I mean, from the testimonies, from what I'm seeing from people like via Twitter and stuff, they're saying they haven't seen that many people laid out, passed out before in their lives. It was like a plague hit or something like that. Like, it was just bodies just on the ground. And so I do anticipate that the numbers is going to be higher, unless all these people did get to a point where, you know, they got to the hospital and was able to get resuscitated.
What is the thing with Travis Scott? Why that one out of all of them? Is it because it's a black festival, or I don't know? I
think that, and you know, white people love Travis Scott. I mean, white women in particular, white kids love Travis Scott more than these other artists. So you know what I mean? So like, that's where I'm going to my conspiracy back again. I'm just like, yo, this is the one. Like, they're not going to do it to Cole. Like, Cole's not going to do that. You know what I mean? Tyler, maybe, but he's not as wide. It's easier to get away with something like this. You know what I mean? And the other side of this I'm gonna speak for the other side because I know there's another side to this. Travis Scott music does come off as very demonic, very encouraging of being rebellious and raging, and fuck with the society says, like, go ahead and rage out, be crazy, do this, whatever. There's also a lot of demonic symbolism that goes into a lot of his visuals and to a lot of his music as well too. So there are people that are saying, like, yo, when is enough going to be enough? When are you going to start taking responsibility for the art that you are projecting as well too?
Right.
You know what I mean? So there is that side of it too. And that's where I'm torn, because I do pay attention to what people are saying and in their lyrics and in their music and what they're portraying. You know what I mean? Like, you literally had big signs saying, like, yo, see you on the other side. You know what I mean? Like almost like, portal, like death, like next life, that type of shit. So it's like you incite all this, but you just hope nobody dies, but you also, you know what I mean? So
I get it. I definitely get it. Because for real, I don't even think that's him. I think it's marketing.
For sure.
You know who he's affiliated with, who he's associated with. So he's going to get eyes from viewers from that side. Yeah. And we don't think like that.
Yeah, no. I'm pretty sure.
And even when we see it, we like, okay, yeah, that's cool for you or whatever. I'm not with that shit, but
yeah, this possibly could just be, a young kid from Houston, Texas, who got a deal to be able to be a great hip hop artist. He learned from Kanye, Cudi, and Rocky, and was able to make music this way, project a life this way. Your baby mother is a billionaire, part of this whole Kardashian legacy, stuff like that. Like, you got a McDonald's Happy Meal. Like, there's a lot of things that goes on with his name. Like, he's been branded a certain way. But what I don't like is how easily people want to take away bags from people before they can even get a real decision. So this recently happened, and I was just like, this makes me sick. So the game Fortnite has, Travis Scott did a concert on Fortnite before, and they have a whole Travis Scott like costume emote that you could play as, and I guess during this ASTROWORLD weekend they had the Travis Scott merch stuff on the Fortnite server, and then apparently when the situation happened, they took it off, and I'm just like,
oh my god, think for yourself.
Yeah, I'm just like, yo, like, can we like see like how this plays out first? Because I don't hold Travis Scott responsible for the death of these 8 people. I don't. It could, from what it sounds like, it's the people or the person who was going around inciting the stampede, for one, because we can now say that this is true because we have actual factual evidence that a security officer was stabbed in the neck with that did get injected with a drug and passed out. So we know that happened, and other people are saying this happened to them as well too. It wasn't just the security officer that got hit; it was multiple people.
Like a terrorist attack to me. Or am I tripping?
Sounds like it. It says like, okay, we're not going to do a mass shooting. We're going to do a mass something else. Yeah, and then you're going to blame the artist. Like, you're going to blame the artist. Like, all these people paid to go to the show, and Travis, I know people saying like, yo, his apology wasn't genuine or whatever, but like, has anybody else created a festival with all these artists, and then when you created this festival, had 8 people pass away? How would you feel? What would you do? You can't tell me what you would do because you've never been in that position.
To process it, let alone even think about apologizing, when he probably feel like an apology is owed to him in some form or fashion. Like, people died at his show. Yeah. And you want me to apologize to you? I'm just as fucked up about it as you.
Right. It's not more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's him and the family. Like, he like that should be the most. He brought out Drake. You know what I mean? Like, this shit is not cheap. You know what I mean? Like, and he also it seems like he offered, or I'm not sure if it's confirmed yet, but he's alleging to offer everybody who bought an ASTROWORLD ticket their money back. So he's going to pay all them. He's going to give them all their money back. Everybody that attended. And what was the other thing he said he was going to do? There was a couple other people who was going to give money, obviously, to the families and stuff like that. He already said that he's working actively with the police, and the whole event staff is working and conducting with them to try to get this situation resolved. So but sad. I was just like, man, this man. I mean, you're giving all your money back. You lost a lot. I mean, that's a big loss. But you know what I mean? Like he wants to do what he has to do to make sure that his name is clear and that people feel that he's genuine in his apology. You know what I mean? Whether he is or not, I mean, obviously we're not him. I still find it crazy that we're holding this one person responsible. People, do you understand like how much goes into running a festival? Like, it's how do you just blame it on the artist's name itself? We put way too much on these people's name, like they just not people.
On regular human beings that don't like he don't have a whole
team that's responsible for setting marketing, security, the merch, the crowd control, all this stuff. Like, but he's the head guy. Just because his name is on the poster, you know what I mean?
He ain't like, even the head guy.
He's not.
The baby mama probably is. She probably fronted the whole thing. Like, what you think?
Yeah, and I think
it could have been, but because his name is on top of everything, that's just what it is.
Yeah, and he's.
I mean, but it's got to pay the cost to be the boss.
That's true.
They pay him the big bucks for.
Very, very true. So, yeah, it's very, very sad. Yeah, and he also canceled his next performance as well too. So he's not going to be performing a day in Vegas either. So he not only did he give up all his money that he earned from the ticket sales, he's not performing at the next biggest show, which is Day in Vegas.
Wow.
So it's
coming off of a fucking pandemic where they haven't been able to perform, where they make the majority of their money. What?
Yeah.
So unfortunate.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad, man. It's.
Damn.
I feel bad. Yeah, it's a travesty, man. No pun intended. I feel bad for also, once again, all the people involved who lost their lives. Thoughts and prayers go out to their families. Like, I could not imagine what they're going through. Like, these people, obviously being stuck in a house all this time, people just want to go out and have fun, go to these concerts and listen to good music. Like, I've been craving to go back to a concert. Like, you already know, like we was about to go to Rome, all this stuff. Like, but I even told my people this. I was like, I've experienced these festivals 10 times over. I had a great amount of fun there, and I would go back to more. But I'm not going to the front no more. I'm too grown for that now. I'm gonna go ahead and put in my grown status. Like, that is for the young guys. I'm gonna let you guys go ahead, hop around, and do what you need to do over there. I'll be in VIP. I'm gonna be in the VIP section. You know what I mean? Where I should be. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm gonna be enjoying my festivals in the future. So yeah, once again, man, prayers out to them. All right. Last but not least, you already know what I got to do, right?
Absolutely.
Why does it sound so low? Am I low?
Okay, I thought I was tripping.
It don't sound low to me. Anyway.
Very low.
Marvel Studios has released another movie. I feel so spoiled that we get to get so much Marvel movies in 1 year. And it's all coming like back to back to back. And this movie was nothing short of amazing as well. This actually got some real bad critic reviews though. Like coming out, the critics was not messing with this movie at all. I don't know what they was watching, but they were ranking it like the lowest out of any other Marvel film. And I was just like, I was nervous. I'm not gonna lie. Coming into this movie, I was very, very nervous because it's just like, one, it's a very tall task to fit 10 major characters at the same time in one movie and being as big as a movie as this, not even just having 10 characters, introducing 10 brand new characters and more in this whole new thing. So like this was a movie that to me showed Marvel's genius in filmmaking and directing because of how difficult this task actually is. The movie itself, I really, really enjoyed. I'm not going to spoil it unless you want me to. I'm not going to spoil it, but this was a really dope film that really ushered in a brand new era into Marvel. If you guys are Marvel fans, you know that there was an Infinity Saga, which started from Iron Man up to Avengers Endgame. That was that Infinity Saga, and now they're trying to usher in a brand new saga with these new characters, with some of the old characters, and the way they are tying the stories together is just, it's so beautiful. Like it's like everything is connected. It's like little teasers here and drops here, mentions here. It's really cool to see how they do this and how it's all connected. Really great film. It was like a ride. It was a pleasant ride throughout the whole entire film. I didn't feel like anything was rushed. I felt like all the character development was perfect for each character, which, like I said, it's hard to do when you're introducing 10 brand new people.
So why do you think it got so much bad critiques?
I think it was just because it was just really different. I think it was just because it was not your typical Marvel movie, your typical Marvel film. This film actually dove into a lot of Greek mythology. A lot of these characters were based off of Greek mythology. Angelina Jolie played a character called Athena, which is the goddess of war. Yeah, the goddess of war. So she was a badass in this film. You had Fastos, who was the black guy. He was the one who was the developer. He developed a lot of. He helped the humans advance. So basically, the Eternals were people that came to Earth while we were pretty much in our caveman stages. Okay, they came here and they kind of helped. They didn't guide us into where we are now. Basically, they protected us from their evil cousins, which are the deviants. So it started off like kind of Star Warsy. Okay, so you had this god. Okay, this big giant, robot-looking thing called Asherim. He was like this red robot-looking thing. He was a god figure, and he created the Eternals, and he created the Deviants. And basically, they go around to different planets, and they create. What they do is they help people survive and grow the population. And once the population grows to a certain amount, a new god is birthed out of planets. And when the new god is birthed out of the planets, they create new galaxies, which then creates new worlds. So they're trying to continue on, creation and stuff like that. And these Eternals pretty much got to Earth. It's just like, oh, we like these people. They're so nice. They're so cool. You shouldn't kill them. And basically that's what it was about. Basically that Earth got to its population size where it was ready for the new celestial to be born out of our planet. And if it was to be born out of our planet, the whole planet gets destroyed. So that was basically what the film was about. It was about these Eternals trying to stop that from happening. It was really dope how they brought real world type of theories into this, cinematic theories. It was really dope to see. It was cool. I definitely suggest going to watch it. It's a great film. Definitely, to me, I wouldn't say it's their best, but it's definitely not their worst. The critics were definitely wrong on that for sure. And yeah, next up we got.
Are you being biased? Would you be able to say that Marvel had a bad film?
Yeah, absolutely. I say so. Marvel's worst film ever made was Thor: Dark World. That was absolutely trash. That was Thor's second movie. And then
Okay.
to me after that was Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3 to me was trash as well too. Yeah, so I mean Marvel definitely had some misses, but I just think that in their later run, they just haven't really missed. Like they've been able to, they've been on a streak. They just have. I think once they got their footing, they're just like, oh, okay, this is what people like. Oh, we're gonna keep doing this. When Captain America: Civil War happened, and they introduced Spider-Man and Black Panther in that same film, and you start to see where all the stories before start to make sense and start to come together, and then new stories can be born. And when people start to realize that, oh, okay, we can actually make this a thing and continue going on with it, they just perfected it. So I do think that there's always a possibility that Marvel can make a bad film in the future. You know, because it's not always the same people.
It's a possibility.
There's so many different pieces, you know what I mean? Like you got different directors, different producers, different actors on different films, right? So it's not like all this. You have Kevin Feige, who is the main, overseer of all the Marvel stuff, but this Eternal film had a different director than the Spider-Man film, which had a different director than the Black Panther film. You know what I mean? So there's different visions being sought out with these stories. You know what I mean? So
all on top of still trying to maintain a brand. Maintain continuity. Like it's a lot. It's a. I don't know how they do it. I really don't. But I know that every single time Marvel comes out, I'm watching it. I'm definitely there. We know that.
Opening day.
I am going to sit back and just start. I've seen so many, but I've not been able to get in and out. And sometimes I'll see where they're dropping gems where there's supposed to be a connection, but they always go over my head every single time. It's like, I know I'm supposed to know what that means, but I don't know what that means.
I know I keep telling you I'm gonna do this tonight. I'm gonna send you a list of how to watch it in order. And,
okay.
And I got you. You already got Disney Plus, so might as well go ahead and get started. It's gonna start getting crazy. And they're also they're bringing IMAX experience to Disney Plus starting November 12th. So we get to now experience at home the IMAX aspect ratio of the films, of the Marvel films coming up. So I think that's super dope. So congratulations to Marvel and IMAX on that collaboration. Yeah. I feel like there's way more I could talk about this, but
let's move on. We need to get into this music. That's what I'm ready for. Do we got anything else? Any other topics?
No, that was it. So we can get into the reaction segment. We're going to take if you guys are listening to us on the live, just hang on tight. We'll be right back. We're going to take a little quick break. But if you guys are new to this channel, we really appreciate you guys for staying to the last bit of this episode. We really greatly appreciate it. Make sure that you follow us on our socials and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. We really greatly appreciate all of our subscribers on YouTube, and also check us out on the podcast platforms. We're on every single place that you go listen to podcasts if you do that. And yeah, follow us on our socials. I am Mr. Taco Pod, aka Imani Boss.
And I'm your girl Jamila with her own boss.
And we'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.
Top hill, top hill, top